¡Bienvenidos al duelo!
Vamos a ver si aquí funciona. Debería funcionar. F5. Ah, el otro empieza. Y este empezó también. ¡Ay! Letra. ¡Ay! No entiendo nada. Super mona, pero no entiendo nada. Pero vale. Pongo los dos.
And I'm sure lots of travelers are super excited to see what version 3.2
Madre mía,
has in
qué
store for
quality,
us.
qué quality le estoy
Let's
poniendo.
jump right in and start with our new version trailer.
Let's do it.
¡Ah, el tráiler! ¡El tráiler! ¡Vámonos! Muchísimas gracias, de verdad, porque todo lo que estáis ahí en otra pantalla y se agradece un montón por el apoyo.
We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. We have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape.
Huh? Did I just see something dart by?
A ver. Es como más relaxing, ¿no?
Having the doctor gone benefits him as well as us.
Oh, mi niña.
Amazing. So this is how it feels.
La liberamos. ¡Ay, qué bonita! La quiero. Mirad qué mona.
Hey,
Con esa habilidad pueden recoger flores,
make
¿eh?
yourselves at home.
Y recoger objetos.
But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling.
Ay, quiero también a esta. Está súper mona.
Is it too late for an extension?
La isla es súper mona. Sí, curiosa, sí. La pasiva es que ella, cuando hace modo foto, recoge objetos de escenario, pero no todo, recoge algunos. ¡Oh! ¡Oh!
Luckily, there is still some
Necesito cebo.
time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
So,
Ah, pesado. No me cae bien.
this is over.
Wait. No,
No, mi niño, ¿por qué llora?
can't.
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world.
The balladeer has already become a god?
No wonder your own people have abandoned
¿What?
you,
¿Y esto?
God of wisdom.
La zona de batalla, no me lo puedo creer. ¡Buah, es enorme!
You shall fall. My endless cycle begins. Your ploy was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Nilu, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
I must admit that I'm a little scared. I'll
Gigantesco,
try my
¿eh?
best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hithem's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Brothers, let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed with.
Muy buena, Lucar. Luego hablaremos de largo tendido el resto, ¿vale? Primero Genshin.
Betrayed its Archon.
¡Guau, qué guapardo!
We are using human
¿Pero qué?
wisdom to create a god. Let us reenact a scene of the Archon War.
Nah, Zongli, vete conmigo, por favor.
Inaugurate my birth as a god.
Dios, brutal. Es brutal. Se nota que solo va a ser un capítulo, ¿Solo va a ser un acto? Vale, primer código. Voy a apuntarlo primero y ahora os lo paso, ¿vale? Es el... Vale. Os lo dejo en pantalla, ¿vale? Vamos a estar más en directo, ¿vale? O sea, yo ya sé que estamos aquí con Genshin, pero luego toca canjeando exitoso. Vale, ya está, ¿eh? Toma, el primero. Sirve, ¿eh? Sirve el primero. Tengo clarísimo que voy a por ella. Voy a por ella C2 y su arma, ¿eh? Voy a por ella C2. I love you. You don't love me. Espérate. Ay, no. No lo sé. Es que claro, pues sé que pusiste alguna canción. Ahora no caigo. Ahora no caigo, Alu. Muy buenas, por cierto. No he visto aún, por cierto, no he visto aún los trailers ni de Silent Hill, nada. No he visto nada. Ni de Resident Evil. Del 4 Remake, no he visto nada. Vale, solo va a ser un acto, el acto 5.
Festival, Samsara, and surviving our journey through the desert, we'll finally get to the riveting end of the Sumeru Archon quest in version 3.2. Picking up right where we left off, the Traveler is teaming up with some amazing characters to face the Academia and rescue Sumeru's Archon. But I'm sure the first thing everyone's wondering is how we're going to save the Dendro Archon.
Yeah.
Oh, for
claro.
sure. Nahida's been locked up by the doctor inside the sanctuary of
Me sorprende que la voz de Nahida sea en realidad una mujer muy madura. No sé cómo coño le hacen una voz tan joven, tan niña. Tito talento.
The Balladeer in his super powerful looking boss form, as well as the doctor, who seems to be a real tricky one to predict. I'm not gonna lie, the Traveler really has his hands full with this one.
Yeah, definitely a tricky situation.
Totally. And besides these two harbingers, we can be sure the Grand Sage will also be on his guard. But hey, with the help of two insiders like Sino and Alhaitham, we might just have a way into the Academia.
Well, as the General Mahamatra, Sino also has his own agenda. After being tracked and predicted by the
Sí, está haciendo ahora un resumen de los otros actos.
Está
haciendo un resumen que es el cometido de ahora, que es rescatar a Nahida, que es la Arconte dentro. Porque los sabios recuerdan que la tienen encerrada de forma injusta. Y están haciendo un nuevo dios.
I'm also curious how we're going to save Irminsul. Plus, we still don't know the meaning behind the words that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata left us. World, forget me.
Well, travelers will be able to personally unravel the answers to all these questions in their own journeys through version 3.2.
You know, I'm actually kind of curious what the future for Sumeru
No sé qué pinta Sino, yo hubiera puesto otro personaje.
You know, what will happen to the crew we've been working with along the way?
Bueno, Sino es parte de la trama, pero no está su banner ni nada.
Like Dunyarzad and Kale. Oh, and we can't forget the desert dwellers who have been mistreated all these years. There's a lot that needs to change for them, too.
Right. So be sure not to miss Chapter 5 of the Archon quest. Akasha pulses, the Kulpa flame rises. It'll be quite the ride, and I hope everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah, and of course, the end of this quest won't be the end of everyone's journey.
Una cosa, ahora que lo pienso, no hay un evento, ¿no? O algo.
Whether it's Lesser Lord Kusanali, the Doctor, or the Balladeer, I think there still might be lots of unexpected things waiting to be uncovered.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the storyline, maybe we can talk about that massive mechanical-looking puppet we've seen. That's the god that the Academia has been creating.
That's right, and now that you mentioned it, let's talk about the
el nuevo
boss battle.
This boss looks
que eso es lo guapo, ¿eh?
The Doctor must have put a lot of his energy into this.
Yeah, the Balladeer has lots of strong and awesome-looking abilities, so why don't we start by checking out some gameplay from
Se nota que el boss es la estrella del directo, ¿no? Es la estrella del live stream. Se nota. Es la gran novedad. Es enorme, es muy gigantesco, se ve. Impone mucho poder. Me da a mí que va a ser demasiado difícil en un principio, ¿eh? Uy, que hace una... ¿Ese bichín? ¿Alguien ha visto este bichín? Y la canción mola, ¿no? ¡Wow! ¿Están escuchando el tema? ¡Guapardo! Porque hay un hongo, no lo sé, lo acabo de dar cuenta. Y yo, que esa cosita mona.
That thing is huge! And come to think of it, this is like the third Fatui Harbinger boss battle we've had. They really keep stepping up the art and design every time. It's so awesome!
Yeah!
It's so cool!
This is an ultra-powerful puppet we're going up against here. So we're talking huge attacks and epic moves.
Ojalá muera Scaramouche, por favor, no quiero saber nada de él.
In the first phase of the battle, the balladeer will use his massive arms to attack everyone.
Sí, vale.
The arms are capable of utilizing different elemental powers, and there are several types of abilities, including attacks
¿cómo
that
se puede
create
cubrir
fields
todo
of
eso?
burning or freezing effects on the
No es que te ataque solo los brazos, es que te ataca con todos los
This
elementos.
fight kind of reminds me of when we fight Ruin Guards. I think we'll have to come up with a way to paralyze it.
Right. And you might have noticed there are some arcane formations on the ground, so activating those might trigger some interesting effects.
And I bet a lot of people are wondering what that thing is floating next to us. Not gonna lie, he's kinda cute. Oh, maybe it's a Paimon reskin.
Paimon dice no.
Sorry, but no.
No, no es
Not
Paimon.
only is it super cute, but it's also super powerful. Travelers will need to charge energy for this little helper and use its special skill to counter the boss in battle.
A helper in a boss fight. Yeah, that's definitely
El
not
bichito
Paimon.
nos acompañará en el boss.
Once the balladeer
Tras
has
cargar su
transformed into
energía,
this massive
usaremos su
form,
habilidad
our
contra el
usual
boss.
attacks won't deal any
El
tangible
honguito
damage to
este.
him. So, the only thing capable of breaking through his defenses will be our little helper that we just mentioned. There will even be some moments in the fight where travelers will need to use an aiming mode to attack the boss's weak points.
Oh, who would have guessed that little thing would be so important against a boss the size of the balladeer?
I know, right? They also use some amazing special effects for all of the balladeer's moves.
Gotsi,
Speaking
muy
of
buena.
which, the cosmic appearance, the spacey special effects of his skills really kind of remind me of the Raiden Shogun skills.
Ah, you're right. And seriously, I can't wait to check out this new boss fight. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
So now that we've covered the new boss
Gracias.
battle, I think it's time to introduce the first
Vale,
of
la
our
voz en
new
inglés
playable
es
characters
Kimberly
coming in version
Ann
3.2.
y en japonés
Let's
es
welcome
Tamaruga
Lesser
Yukari.
Lord Kusanali, aka
¡Ay! Vamos a ver la vida de mi niña.
Yay!
After everything we've experienced in the story so far, I think Nahida
Me estoy dando cuenta que no hay evento o algo aparte de este, como el de Mondstadt o algo así.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear you say that, Zach. Okay, so throughout our journey, maybe everyone's already noticed some of the unique, yeah, let's call it that, unique metaphors that Nahida likes to use. And yeah, they can be pretty
Hiperresonancia, ponte eliminado,
Or
gracias.
sometimes she'll use really childlike language to describe
Sí, porque
some
me parece
deep or
raro que
profound
hayan puesto
idea.
el capítulo, que lo
But the
reconozco,
truth
el
is,
capítulo
she's
es lo que
yet to set
destaca,
foot in
el
the
acto,
outside world since she was
pero no
born.
han puesto algún otro
All the
evento o algo que
knowledge that she has
acompañe
in
la
her mind is
actualización.
like pieces of scenery that she's never seen with her own eyes.
Si no tendré arana.
It's really hard
por
to
rato.
imagine that the god of wisdom had been locked up for 500 years. Just makes me upset just thinking about it.
But I'm sure everything will work out sooner or later.
If travelers would like
Vale.
to spend more time with Nahida, then be sure to check out Nahida's story quest, Sapientia or Mastes chapter.
Vale,
The
su
quest will be
historia.
available upon completing the Sumeru Archon quest. So be sure to
Ah,
check
no,
out
que
the
es
quest to
historia
learn more.
Arconte.
It's nice that we'll get to spend more time
¿Cómo que es
with her.
historia
But I
Arconte?
want to see Nahida in battle. What you got for us, Kimberly?
Oh, I've got lots to share. But
¿Qué tenemos
before we
qué?
do that, let's
¿Cómo
have
que
a
una
quick
historia
peek at
Arconte
Nahida in
también?
action.
No, no,
What
no.
they say is
Lo
true.
entendí mal.
You
Es
have
historia
to see the
legendaria,
world
¿no?
for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Sí, es un Arconte, pero es historia Arconte, entendí yo, ¿eh? ¡Ay, qué mona!
The Temple of Wisdom.
Wow.
She's so cute.
Look at her.
Es súper mona, mira toda.
Ah, little Nahida.
Todo
is
está
so
buenísimo.
cute. I love how she hops around when she's fighting. Oh, and her swing too. So, what's that skill that looks like she's using a viewfinder or something? That seems pretty different.
Yeah.
Vale, a ver las habilidades.
So, let's start with her viewfinder-ish kind
El
of
ataque
skill,
normal,
which
¿vale?
is
Es
actually her
catalizadora, ¿eh?
elemental
O sea, es
skill.
maga.
As a catalyst user, Nahida's combat style is pretty unique. You may cast your elemental skill by tapping the skill button, or you may hold the button to enter an aiming mode. Opponents who are selected while aiming
Me quedaré por aquí porque quiero a mi lady, quiero comentar full cuando te cuesta. Ah, vale. También puedes ir a comer si quieres, ¿eh?
And when they take damage from dendro cores, Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, dealing dendro damage.
Whoa, this is so cool. Yeah,
Se parece a la habilidad de Yamiko, ¿eh?
Outside of combat,
cuantos más personajes o enemigos enlazados. Mira,
interact with certain harvestable items, allowing her to collect items directly to the inventory from a distance.
Ah, las flores también.
Wait. Being able to harvest materials like that is gonna be so cool. That'll really save us some time.
Yeah. This skill may also have some additional uses, so travelers will have to give it a try themselves and see.
Ooh, okay.
Ah, mira, sí. Voy a escuchar los pensamientos, algo así, es un poco loco.
Upon unleashing her burst, Nahida manifests the Court of Dreams, expanding a special field.
That's pretty amazing. The effect really does look like some royal court or palace.
Yeah. Different effects will be produced based on whether there are pyro, electro, and hydro characters in the party.
What?
While Nahida is within the special field, a pyro member in the party will increase the damage of Tri-Karma Purification. An electro party member will decrease the intervals at which Tri-Karma Purification is triggered, and a hydro party member will cause the duration of the field to be increased. If there are at least 2 party members of the elemental types I just mentioned, then the effects will be increased further.
Whoa, this is blowing my mind right now.
Vamos, toda esa zona que cubre el palacio está lleno de dendro. Es todo dendro, por lo tanto puedes usar las habilidades de maestría elemental para el dendro. Bonifica el daño.
Nice. Also, in addition to Nahida, we have one other character joining us in version 3.2.
Ah, Layla.
That's right. She's a very peculiar academia student. Her name is Layla. Most days, she looks super tired and anxious, which seems to be a direct result of her relentless struggle with her studies.
Yeah, and not only is she frail and anxious looking, but she also studies astrology. So it's no wonder people around her might consider her a little strange and mysterious. And even though she's always groaning about her studies, most of Layla's research work is actually fine overall. It's just her lack of confidence that's really holding her back. And that's when her unusual ability comes into play.
And her ability is sleepwalking.
El lip dice. Dormí despierta, qué mona.
Layla unleashes her true
Es otra Ganyu.
allowing her to
¿Qué les
regain the
pasa a la
confidence
waifu de dendro? Digo, ay mi madre. A las waifu de hielo, ¿qué les pasa? Son todas guapísimas las waifus,
unfinished papers no
todas las que
longer
son de
seem
hielo.
like the monumental tasks they were, and she completes them in no time.
This is definitely something only Layla can do. Our viewers shouldn't try to do this with their own homework. But does Layla have any idea what happens when she's sleepwalking? I mean, does she know that she has this ability?
Mi niña sonámbula, ya
She seems to be aware of it. The papers are obviously full of her handwriting, after all. But there have been some weird instances. For example, once during crunch time while researching, she sleepwalked and climbed the wall of Salmio, and then randomly bumped into Candace. Such weird occurrences have made her start to wonder what's really going on.
And aside from her sleepwalking, just like any other student, Layla has many typical things that she hopes to achieve, as well as some regrets. She wants to be able to make friends and go out and have fun. But it seems like she'll never be able to do any of that until she graduates.
And actually, I'm guessing that she uses her sleepwalking abilities in combat too, right?
You bet. Let's have a look at Layla.
Vale, vamos a ver las habilidades. Porque que pueda hacerlo durmiendo, las habilidades. Jolín, en Inga y los personajes se ven como el culo un poco, en arte se ven más bonitos. Da mucha rabia, ese coraje. Ay, sí se duerme, ¿no? Ahora que lo pienso.
Stars, shine for me.
Es como la ultimate de Ganyu, pero va como escarchas de hielo al enemigo, ¿no?
It almost looks like she's sleeping while being protected by the shield.
This shield not only protects Layla, but also creates night stars while it is active. When a character protected by the shield uses an elemental skill, more night stars will be created. Once 4 night stars have been accumulated, they will transform into homing shooting stars, dealing damage to any opponent's hit.
Ooh. Ah, night stars. I love how her skills have a starry
Oh, qué
theme.
guapo.
It ties into her studies.
Yeah, throughout the skill's duration, each time a night star is accumulated, the shield strength will increase. This effect can stack up
O sea,
to a
si usa
maximum of
habilidades
4
elementales, las estrellitas que salen del escudo,
Layla's elemental burst
va haciendo daño a los
flame
enemigos.
spear that constantly fires starlight slugs at opponents within its AoE, while also generating night stars for Layla's shield. As a talented Ratawa student, Layla also comes in handy when crafting.
¡Ay!
When Layla crafts character talent materials, she has a set chance to receive double the product.
Ah, nice.
Ah, qué guay, el
Anyway,
doble de
when
talento.
can
Guay,
travelers
guay.
expect to see these
El
new
doble no,
characters
que tienes una
available
probabilidad.
in-game?
Great question. That brings us to our new event wishes.
¡Ay, Layla no
In the early
sale!
part of version 3.2, Nihida and Yoimiya will be available. In the later part of
Bueno,
the
vale,
version, we'll be
No,
seeing
me
rerun
cago
event
en la
wishes for Yariko
leche.
and Tartaglia,
Layla
and
no
Layla
sale
will become
con
available for the first
Nahida.
time. Also, a new 5-star weapon, 1,000 Floating Dreams, will be appearing in the new weapon event wish.
Oh, nice. By the way, I've heard
Qué
that
rápido
Layla's
pasaron
been
los
getting
banners,
ready
¿no?
recently to participate in Sumeru's Beast Tamer tournament. But before we get into that, I think
Es el
it's
arma
time
de
for us to
Nahida.
take another break.
Súper
We'll be back
bonito,
with the
¿eh?
latest info
Catalizador.
on events coming in the version update.
I know what you're thinking. It's time for redemption code.
Ah, chiste
Get
malo.
it?
Boo.
I know.
Alright, that's enough.
Chiste malo. Sí, chiste malísimo. Vale, siguiente código. A ver, ¿dónde estaba aquí? A ver... Vale, funciona. Tuve que volver a escribirlo porque lo escribí en minúscula. ¿Sabes? Soy un caso perdido ya. Ya no sé escribir. Estaba escribiendo en minúscula y digo, ¿pero por qué está en minúscula? ¿Qué ganas, eh? ¿Cómo estáis viendo el live stream?
Welcome
¿Cualquier
back to the
problema?
version 3.2 special program, everyone.
Al final la regalan,
Next,
¿eh?
we'll take a look at
Lo
some
habían
of the new
dicho.
events for the coming update. An amazing fungus competition is about to begin in the lands of Sumeru. Not only
Pusieron
has
el
it
código,
attracted
¿eh?
local competitors from Sumeru, but also spectators from other nations.
Fungus competition? How does that even work?
Voy avisando a la comunidad de YouTube de Pinculandia.
I know it sounds a little weird, but you'll love it. In this contest, participants will use a special gadget called a Wisdom Orb to catch and train their fungi and participate in battle events. Although the fungi often pose as little troublemakers for us in the wild, using this gadget will allow travelers to establish a certain level of communication with them.
Okay, so, if I catch and train a Jade Plume Terror Shroom, then I should be pretty much unstoppable, right?
O sea, es una casa de Z.
That wouldn't be fair.
In this
Lo tengo
event,
claro.
travelers will be able to sneak up on fungi in some certain areas to catch them. Unfortunately, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom is not one of those areas, Kimberly.
Aww.
If you end up startling them, they'll flee until they are outside a set distance.
After catching different kinds of fungi, you can follow Paimon's suggestion and give them cute names.
Claro.
But most
Paimon
importantly,
decide darle
you
un
will have to
nombre.
train your
Me
fungi.
encanta.
That sounds fun.
Me encanta.
Travelers will
Nada,
have to
nada.
use special
La joya de la corona del
flow
evento, ¿eh?
ingredients to mix
Que
and
Paimon
form
ponga
blends
nombres a
that
Z.
your fungi enjoy and unlock their true potential. While mixing
Ah, que le puedes cambiar de
ingredients, use
colores.
copy, switch, and rotate functions.
Ah, no, que es un juego.
And place a preset formula you have in the corresponding spot.
Oh, it looks kind of like jelly.
Ah, que
I bet Paimon's gonna be all over that.
Hey, Paimon wouldn't ever do that!
Well, I can tell why you didn't book that role.
And with
Ah, que es
all
un
these different kinds
minijuego.
of fungi, they should have different abilities.
Para
right?
evolucionar
So
la
to work on their
Z.
abilities, we'll use something called the Special Training Mode. In this mode, there will be 2 challenge types, coordinated assaults and zone defense. Travelers will be able to command their fungi's abilities, have them coordinate their attacks against a single target, and control them to defend the ley line monolith.
Aw, they're so cute. This is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. As for the rewards, in addition to Primo Gems and various materials, once travelers have reached a certain phase of the event, they will also be able to summon the great and almighty merchant, Dory.
And Layla will be appearing in the event storyline.
Y Layla apareció en el evento, qué curioso.
Any idea who it could be?
Supposedly a fun guy.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Sino haciendo chistes. Es que en este directo tenía que estar haciendo Sino chistes.
Travelers to discover themselves in the event.
Come on, guys, fun guy.
Okay,
vale.
Next up we have a change of pace with an all-new Trials event. For this event, travelers will have to use characters' special abilities to complete specific objectives. For example, you may have to knock slimes into the goal by triggering an overloaded reaction with Yen phase and
no me lo creía cuando estaba hablando de marcar cosas en portería. ¿Yo qué?
And dodge giant pinballs. Here are some others. Use Xiao's plunging attack to send platforms back to the ground, or use Beto's elemental skill to hit the ball.
This sounds like some pretty unusual training.
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting, this event will support co-op gameplay.
This sounds like it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But what about objectives for characters that maybe we haven't unlocked yet?
No worries, we got you covered. All the corresponding characters will be provided as trial characters in the challenges.
Perfect.
In addition to these events, version 3.2 will also feature an event for our players to put their skills to the test. This time, we'll have a new edition of the Hypostatic Symphony event.
Nice. So, what changes can travelers expect this time around?
The most notable change, of course, will be the addition of
el segundo boss que faltaba. Boss que necesitamos para Najida, ¿vale? Y los talentos para las de Scaramouche, ¿vale? Sí o sí Scaramouche va a aceptar los talentos de Najida.
World boss, the Dendro Hypostasis will also be busy performing alongside its fellow Hypostases in the Hypostatic Symphony event.
This time around, travelers will be facing challenges featuring the Dendro, Cryo, Pyro, and Hydro Hypostases. Before each challenge, travelers may select a buff effect to use. However, as you increase the difficulty, the number of uses will decrease and the enemies will become more challenging. So it'll be super important for travelers to plan the right moment to use these effects.
So what options do we have once we run out of buffs?
Travelers will still be able to use food and potions from their inventory. If you're aiming to just collect all the Primo Gem rewards, then don't worry. You won't need to up the difficulty too much.
Okay, good to know. Whew.
I, for one, will definitely not be upping the difficulty. And just like before, you may tackle the challenges together with your friends once they have joined your world.
Great. We can help each other out.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we've covered the challenge event, let's take a quick look at a couple more casual events coming our way in the new update. First, we'll be finding inspiration for an illustrator in the Outside the Canvas Inside the Lens event. And once again, we'll be working together with Lieben in Marvelous Merchandise. It's also worth mentioning here that some optimizations have been made for the photo event this time around. Everyone will be able to select from some preset angles and can make use of the rotate
Alucard-112 no se entera de nada.
While you're out taking pictures, you may run into some interesting storylines along the way. So be sure not to miss Outside the Canvas Inside the Lens.
Man, I love these kinds of events. Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. In addition to all these new events, we also have some news on system-related updates and optimizations.
Están hablando de los diferentes minijuegos, eventos tras la última actualización. Pero me acaba de sorprender otra vez lo de las fotos. ¿Por qué otra vez lo de las fotos?
Wow, that's super amazing.
¡Ole, bien! Tendremos nuevos lugares de regatetera. Escenario y todo, qué guapo, ¿no?
Or share their own teapot designs. I know there may be some travelers out there who have seen some amazing teapot designs that they've wanted to also create themselves, but didn't have the ability or time to make it. With this new function, travelers will be able to bring that creativity back to their own teapot or share their creativity with others.
Get ready to hit up your friends with amazing teapot skills.
Qué guapo el escenario, La fuente y el escenario es lo que me gusta, y las flores. Que todo el decorado de Sumeru, flipo muy
This one
fuerte.
is regarding the game's available languages. Starting with version 3.3, which will be the update following this one, Genshin Impact will be adding Turkish and Italian to the game language settings.
¡Ojo!
So, players who'd prefer to see the game's text and UI in those languages can look forward to that.
Añaden el turqués y el italiano al juego,
The world can enjoy the game and start their own journeys through the world of Tibet.
For further details, please check Genshin Impact's official
Qué bien,
channels
a partir de
and keep an eye
3.3.
out for future announcements and info.
Wow, we've covered a ton of stuff. Seriously, it's a lot to take in.
For sure. So now is probably a great time for our last redemption code.
Oh yeah.
Vale, el último código dice. Voy a probar. Vale, también, ¿eh? Ya está. Voy a compartirlo por Pinculandia, señores. Ahora. Hecho, ¿eh? Decidme si les ha llegado en el chat el código. A mí me ha servido el canjeo, ¿eh? A mí me ha servido.
Well, everyone, I think we've covered just about everything coming our way in version 3.2, which means we've
¡Ay, qué
arrived at the end
bonita!
of our special program.
¡Ay, qué bonita Najida aquí!
Yeah, no, we covered a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah. So many events too. But the thing that I'm most excited about is, of course, Nahi the playable character, Nahi the playable character, Nahi the playable character.
Obviously.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the
Qué mona.
ballad here. Dude, it looks so
Los que hablan son los que hacen el
insane.
doblaje en inglés a los
No
personajes.
idea how I'm gonna do that.
Pero claro, hablando normal se me hace raro.
No, for me, oh my gosh, so many things. Battling the Dendro Hypostasis, and of course the fabulous fungus frenzy, getting my little fungi and battling with them, and you know, the teapot, the Serena teapot. I'm so behind on my teapot, so I can't wait to
You gotta get on it.
hopefully get some designs from others, or at least, you know, get some inspiration from getting another teapot design.
And just as we mentioned earlier, even though the Sumeru Archon quest will be reaching its final chapter here, it most definitely won't be the end of our journey in Sumeru. In our story this time, we'll be encountering some interesting and mysterious content, and I hope it will be an amazing experience.
Sí, pero al
for all
final
of
no
our
hay
chapters.
evento, nada,
May the
tía.
wisdom of the
O sea, al
Dendro
final no
Archon be with
hay
all of you.
See you in game, everyone.
un evento, algo. Es como más pochito. Ah, ya terminó. Ya terminó tal cual. Bye, bye.